Breaking news with the Orlando Magic. The team has traded Tobias Harris to the Detroit Pistons for Ersan Ilyasova and Brandon Jennings. And I'm Charles King, and I'm joined by Josh Robbins to talk about this. Trade deadline still 2 days away, but the Magic pulled the trigger with a deal here on Tuesday.
Yeah, the trade call has not been done yet, but they've reached a deal in principle, and there are no health problems with any of the three players so far as anyone assumes. So this deal is going to get done.
This is a very interesting trade in that all three of these players played for Skiles at one point with the Milwaukee Bucks. Ilyasova and Jennings even had their, what you would say is their career years in the times where Skiles was there. Is this just a coincidence?
It's not a coincidence in the sense that Skiles knows who Ersan Ilyasova and Brandon Jennings are. I mean, that's the key. That's a key here. That he has firsthand experience of what kind of people Ilyasova and Jennings are. Mm-hmm. From that sense, there's a comfort level. But I think this is about really three things. One, first, it saves money in the long term for the Magic. It could open up almost $16 million in cap space this upcoming summer where the Magic can use for a free agent. Two, Magic don't play as well when Tobias Harris is on the floor. There were concerns within the organization that in terms of an on-court fit, perhaps even off-court chemistry, that Tobias didn't mix well with the rest of the team, even though Tobias Harris is a wonderful person off the court, an asset to the community. And then three, this opens space for Evan Fournier, Mario Hezonja, and Aaron Gordon to receive more minutes at the small forward spot. Those are the three major reasons for this deal as far as I can ascertain. So far, no one from the Magic has commented, but there's a lot in play here.
For anyone unfamiliar, Brandon Jennings, a point guard who peaked out in his career averaging 19 points per game a few years ago, now in a backup role with Detroit, and not really a great shooter from three-point range for a guard. Ilyasova kind of similar to Channing Frye, and a stretch four, shoots the three, but you know, I guess different in some ways, but a guy that can play the four and shoot the three. Correct.
However, big difference between Ilyasova and Frye. Well, Ilyasova is not quite the three-point shooter who Frye is, but he can rebound. And in that sense, he is grittier than Channing Frye. That said, I don't think this deal is very much about Brandon Jennings. Now, his presence may push Elfrid Payton a little bit more, but the Magic also are expecting C.J. Watson to be healthy for the rest of the year. Does Jennings' arrival help push Elfrid? True, no question about that. But on the other hand, Jennings is in the final year of a contract that this year pays him approximately $8.3 million. So that money is scheduled to come off the books. Jennings has just come back really from an Achilles injury. So that's a very serious injury, but he is back. For now, certainly Elfrid Payton is their point guard of the future. Perhaps Jennings pushing Payton might be a welcome side effect to this deal.
And Ilyasova also in the same range, $8 million, and then a team option for next year.
Essentially a team option. Technically, the deal is non-guaranteed if the Magic were to waive him before July 1st. But $8 million for Ersan Ilyasova is not an onerous deal. It's not an onerous deal.
So I think the question that most Magic fans have after they've processed this is this the first of more deals to come?
Who knows? Look,
there's rumors everywhere about
it.
Well,
there are always look. The biggest rumor that has come through, is that the Magic want to trade. Again, a rumor. Mm-hmm. Victor Oladipo for Jeff Teague. I'm not convinced that's true. Not at all. And as a matter of fact, I believe the Magic regard Elfrid Payton as having more long-term potential than Teague. Does this mean that there will be other trades? No, I don't think this means that at all. I don't think you can make one connect with the other. This makes the team arguably stronger in the short term. As I said, the team seems to play better without Tobias Harris, which is not to demean Tobias Harris as a player, as a person. That's simply a fact. The team is 2-1 this year. Without him, they almost beat the San Antonio Spurs in their finale before the All-Star break. Is there a possibility for trades? Yes. Look, the Magic don't need just one veteran. They don't need just two veterans. They need more veterans. Ideally, they could use a really tough power forward who can be a two-way player. Ilyasova isn't a ham and egger on defense, but he's not a stopper on defense either.
Right.
He does bring some grit to the table, but not a tremendous amount of grit. Do I think the Magic would like to unload Channing Frye? Yes. A team like the LA Clippers, for example, could use a Channing Frye to stretch the floor, especially when Blake Griffin is out. If they were to trade Channing Frye, perhaps for a second rounder, if they could somehow find a team where they can make the salaries work, etc., or a team that has a trade exception, I'm sure that they would love to do that because it would yet open up more money for the future. And the Magic, look, the Magic need to improve their roster. If they can open up more money for this summer with the lack of a state income tax, that would help them. They are willing to spend in free agency. They tried to get Paul Millsap this past summer. If they can show over their final 30 games that they are truly improving, that could potentially make them more attractive to a high-impact free agent.
Well, it was definitely rumored that the Orlando Magic were going to be active before the trade deadline, and proof today as the Magic seem to be making a trade. Tobias Harris to the Detroit Pistons for Ersan Ilyasova and Brandon Jennings, and still almost 48 hours left before the trade deadline, so you want to stay tuned to OrlandoSentinel.com for the latest. For Josh Robbins, I'm Charles King. Thank you for watching.